Hello, Pokepeeps. This is Ollie Mae, and welcome back to the fanfiction. Auntie's point of view. I try and read Ollie's mind. All kinds of questions fly through her head. Finally, she smiles. Yes, Ollie cries. A smile appeared on my face. I rushed over to hug Ollie. I love you for 1,000 years, and I love you for 1,000 more. Ollie and I say in unison. I notice Stark and Amy now. Serge are beside us. Aw, they said. I shake my head at the three. Wait, is that what you were going to ask yesterday, but Warford ruined it? Ollie asked. I nod at her. I opened the violet box and placed the ring on her finger. My point of view. I smile at Auntie and place the diamond ring on my finger. We will be a family, sir. What will the accomplishment be? Dark asked. I connected the dots and figured he was talking about the engagement at 8 a.m. Auntie explains. Serge jumped up and down. Serge jokingly winks at Auntie. What will you do then? What would you do till then? Serge asked. Predictably, I laughed and shook my head. Oh, Serge, I have hired a tutor for you. She will be here in a small bit, Auntie explained. Serge jumped up and down with a smile. Suddenly a maid ran over to Auntie and I. She bowed. The tutor is here, she said, respectfully. I watched as the tutor walked over to Auntie. Your Majesty, she says, bowing. She looks at me with a wrong look. She walks over to Serge and smiles. Hello, dear. I'm Mrs. Bennell. Bennell says. First name, Dark asks. Alexandria Myrle Bennell. Alexandria says, annoyed. By the way, Serge and Ollie own a dragon. Her name is Abra. Every afternoon the girls take care of Abra, Amy explains. Well, Serge has a choice. Learn or take care of some rotten, smelly, stupid dragon. Alexandra snaps. I glare at her. Serge begins to snap back, but I cut her off. I will take care of Abra myself. Serge can help on Saturdays and Sundays. I say before storming off. I waited for Auntie in the throne room. Serge is in class, Auntie explains. I nod and walk into the throne room. The next chapter. So this is her wedding dress. 3 weeks later. My point of view. Auntie and I have been planning our wedding. We would be getting married tomorrow. Only things left to do was pick where our honeymoon would be. How about Lana, Hawaii? I suggested. Actually, that sounds awesome, Auntie said. I smiled and kissed him. He wrapped his arms around my waist. I love you, I whispered. I love you too, Auntie replied. The next morning. Amy sat down and did her hair. Serge helped out. My wedding dress was already on. Blake had refused to walk me down the aisles, and he swore if he came, he was sitting in the back row. Dark was gonna walk me down the aisles. Serge was my maid of honor. Amy was a bridesmaid, and so was Abigail, my sister. The flower girl was Abigail's daughter, Asheline. Alexandria was there too. I didn't want her there, but she invited herself. I feel bad for Serge. Alexandria is her tutor after all. Dark sat down. Dark walked in. Ollie, you are beautiful, Dark said with a smile. He, as always, was in a suit. Are you ready? Amy said. She helped me stand. Definitely, I replied. Dark linked arms with me and we walked down the aisles. Amy and Serge had teleported to their spots. Auntie smiled when he saw me and I did as well. Before I knew it, I was standing in front of Auntie. I totally spaced out. I was lost in Auntie's eyes. I snapped out of it and realized what was going on. I do, I said, guessing. Thankfully, it was at the RUHR time. He asked Auntie the same question he asked me. I think. I was still lost in his eyes. I do, Auntie answered. Auntie and I started our vows, and finally he said he may kiss the bride. Hang on. Auntie dropped me and we kissed passionately. People cheered and laughed and cried. Even Blake smiled. to the party. Auntie and I danced almost all night. Soon as it was time for the toast, Derek had the best man speech. It was very heartwarming. Next was Amy, then Serge, and so on. I had tears built up at the end. I was sad when the night was over, but I was super excited. Auntie and I teleported to the Lahaina, Hawaii. We were in a large house. Auntie and I went inside the romantic room, and well, it was quite humid in there afterwards. And here's my last chapter. Chapter 22. A week later. My perspective. I walk downstairs to Serge's room. I knock on the door, but there is no answer. Serge, I ask. What? Serge snaps. Can I come in? I ask quietly. The door opens. I notice Serge opened it with her powers. I shut the door and sit beside her on her bed. Serge, what happened? I ask. You know how Alexandria teaches others at the same time she teaches me? Serge begins. I can tell she's getting choked up. Yes, I reply. Well, there was a boy. He started a month ago, and I liked him. I thought he liked me. We would hang out, and he was super nice to me. He asked me out, and I said yes. Blah, blah, blah. One day, his friends walked over. When we were talking, he began to act strange and act like I was a loser. He went so far yesterday that he dumped paint on my head. Serge explained. She began to cry. I wiped her tears away. Alexandria didn't even do anything, Serge said. I pulled her close to me. Serge, I will find you a actual school. You don't have to be tutored, I whispered. She hugged me tighter, and I could feel her tears in my shirt. Poor girl. Thank you, Serge stuttered. I kissed the top of her head. Serge ended the hug and laid back in her bed. I will be right back, I said, cooking up a plan. I teleported to Alexandria's classroom. We had one bullet in so Serge could stay there. I looked at her. What? She asked. I handed her a slip of paper. On the paper were the words, "You're fired." She snapped and vanished. I smiled and teleported to the kitchen. I began to make cookies. I made chocolate fudge cookies for Serge. When they were done, I grabbed some milk and brought them to Serge. She smiled and ate a few. I fired Alexandria. You don't have to worry about her, I said, leaving the room. Thank you, Ma. That all I heard before Wilford came running down the hallway. Bong vu, he yelled. He had a flag with a butt on it. I shook my head and laughed. Alright, that was all the time I have for this video. If you liked it, please hit a thumbs up if you haven't already. Oh, that sounded so weird. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.